What's the best way to detoxify the community? It would be... That's a good question. The best way to detoxify the gaming community really boils down to ensuring that every person in the community, or the majority of the people in the community, understand that their opinion is valid and is appreciated, but that it isn't more valued and appreciated than anyone else's. That's really what it boils down to. The fact that people tend to feel that they have a right to their opinion on the level of superiority, which I think is it's wrong. It happens far too much, and it's unfortunate, to say the least. So I don't know how we would do that. I have no idea how you would accomplish that, except that it starts one person at a time, one video at a time, one stream at a time, one interaction at a time. It's difficult. You know, we had a guy in stream today that I have banned him before, and not just from Twitch, from pretty much everything I have. Now, granted, this is a fellow that I've known, and ultimately we had a personal disagreement, and it had more to do with his viewpoints just, you know, consistently being irritating to the point of, it's like I realized I have no need to have that level of toxicity in my life, so I took it out. It's not a matter of his opinion being invalid, dickish though it may be. He has his right to it. But I don't have to associate with that on a personal level. So I took it a point to disassociate myself completely with him. But I gave him a shot. He had 3 fucking years to listen to my viewpoint and respect it enough to say, okay, we differ on these things. And I don't feel the need to challenge that opinion anymore. It got to a point where he wanted to challenge everything anyone ever said, it seemed like, me in particular, and others as well, not just me. To the point where it's just like, you're doing it for the sake of doing it. And I understand it. I do understand it. I've done it myself. But not for that sustained period of time, in my opinion. So when you have those kind of people in your midst, that makes it difficult. But I think that we have to realize that just because negativity exists, we don't have to succumb to it. We don't have to give it more of a... We don't have to give it more clout than the positivity. We never have to, you know, let it engulf us. We never have to do that. What we need to do is embrace the positivity as much as we can, and not just for positivity's own sake, because that can be toxic too, right? You can be too optimistic about something and look past flaws that need fixing. Look past people that should be, you know, dealt with head on and so forth. You know, like the case of that, where somebody's just consistently chipping away at your, chipping away at what legitimate positivity you have. So we have to, it's a balance, and it's something that you have to, it isn't, you can't just flip a switch and there it is, right? I mean, we've all been on the internet a long time, you know, myself and Ryan for sure have dealt with it for a very long time. You know, Grindhead Jim Streams is not my first YouTube channel. It's not my first outlet. And I've dealt with it on all kinds of fronts. And I know he's been dealing with it for a much larger scale, consistently for a longer time. And I would say hat is off, but I can't because the headset's on. But to you, sir, it's not easy to stay positive legitimately, without just putting on the show for the sake of putting on the show. Because as I've said, that's almost worse than being negative. If you're being sincere, that's what's important. And I wonder a lot how much of either side is sincere. You're welcome. If it's not about positive or negative energy, it's about sincerity and everyone respecting each other's sincerity. And hoping that comes through. There's not an easy answer. There's not a short answer. And there's so many different views of what makes this a community, whether we're talking about Twitch or YouTube or game development or the review community, the traditional online press, Facebook, Twitter. There's a whole lot of different avenues, all with their own spoken and unspoken rules and mores and traditional practices, slang, type of troll, you name it. And to be able to say, here's this one thing or these few things we need to do to get the gaming community to detoxify, as you say, I think it's naive, and I think it's overly simplistic. I think you have to look at each community in its own right and say, what do we do here? What do we do about gaming on Twitter? What do we do about gaming on YouTube? What do we do about gaming on Twitch? Because it isn't just gaming anymore. You've got other avenues now, which is awesome. What do you do about gaming on Twitch? What do you do about gaming on Hitbox? What do you do about gaming on Facebook? And the list goes on. You have to handle each one as it comes, because there's going to be people that are experts in those fields that simply are going to be better at it than somebody who isn't. I think that if anything, you're either looking at things too small or too big. So dealing with that one troll over and over and over again isn't helping you. But trying to do everything at once, taking one bite out of it, isn't helping either. So, somewhere in the middle is where the truth lies. And maybe I am wise, but I'm not that wise. I don't claim to have all the answers. I just want to open the dialogue. That's why I started this particular YouTube channel. It's the attitude I've tried to have the whole time. So, I thank you guys for being here and at least understanding and appreciating that that's what I want more than anything else, is for people to understand how amazing a time it is. The fact that we can even have this discussion with us being in as many different places as we are. Some of us different continents, this exists. This is amazing, and it can only be made better by virtue of the quality of discussions that we allow ourselves to have. So with that, I hope that you take the opportunity to have an excellent discussion the next time you have the opportunity. So with that, I think that there's not much more I can say tonight. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here the next time. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a dog, tell a cat. Bo will appreciate it.